Well, hello. Today is Saturday, January 19th, and we're going to go over our Weight Watchers meeting today. And the weekly this week is Know Your Why. You need to know your why before you can really start. You really do. You can't just say, well, I need to lose weight. You have to know exactly why you want to lose weight. And the recipe is for a smoky seared, a smoky seared cod with dates and Yukon potatoes. But at the end of the video, I'll film it so you can get a little bit closer grip at it. Well, I am working at a turtle's pace. So therefore, I have a turtle as my little inspiration to keep moving. But I gave myself a thumbs up because I did lose. Third week in a row. I lost. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? I lost 0.1. And I didn't say only because, you know what, I worked hard for that 0.1 because if you watch my daily vlog, you know I went crazy on Sunday and I spent the whole week trying to make up for it, and I have no intentions of doing that this week. So I am now at 235.5 and I've lost 68.7, working my way back to the 77 I had originally lost, but I'll get there. At a turtle's pace, it seems, at this rate. But anyway, the weekly this week, as I told you, was about knowing your why. Having a WW goal, being healthier, or losing weight can inspire you. But the why behind the goal is the extra powerful thing that keeps you focused on the benefits that you're going to make and how much wellness you're going to bring. WW is they want wellness works. Although my meeting says it's really still Weight Watchers, but it's like they want you to think in a wellness type of thing. If you're eating healthier, you're going to get well, and that's the whole focus of the program now. They still want you to lose weight, but they want you to do it in a way that keeps you healthy and not like a crash diet and not limiting so much of this. They want you to eat out of all food groups, and the more you eat out of the more food groups, the better and healthier your body gets and the more wellness becomes of you. To zero in on your why, imagine what a healthier lifestyle can bring you. And the more detailed you are about your why, the more likely you are to keep moving towards your goals. That only makes sense. You have to know why you're doing it. You can't do it for someone else. Trust me, I know that. You have to want to do it for yourself. And as soon as you do want to do it for yourself, then you're definitely going to do better. So what you need to do is they're giving you these little 3 questions that you want to ask yourself. And the first question is answer off the top of your head. Don't even think about it. Why do you want to get healthier? My family has a history of diabetes in the family. We also have a history of cancer and also heart disease, which unfortunately I think most Americans, that's part of everybody's DNA. It's just our lifestyle. It's the way we eat. It's the way we move. It's the way we live our lives. And we have to get better at it. And the sooner that you realize why you want to do it, that's how much faster you'll get back to your goal. Number 2 is you want to dig deeper. What does that look like? How would your life be different? If I was thinner, my life is already different with the 68.7 pounds that I've lost. I can go up and down the stairs without being out of breath. That's not to say that I can run up and down stairs all the time. I still have to catch my breath. But before, I would have to walk up literally 3 steps and take a breath. And then 3 more and then take a breath. I can walk from the basement upstairs. Now, I'm not going to say that at the top of the stairs I'm not like going like that, because I still am. But I'm way, way closer to being able to run up those stairs and not have to catch my breath than I was 2 years ago, for sure. Also, when I go to a party, like a lawn party or a barbecue, so many people have those plastic chairs nowadays because they're just easier to stack and keep out of the way. I would never sit down because I was always afraid it would not hold my weight. I sit with no worries about anywhere. I don't worry about fitting into a seat at the theater if I go to a play or to the movies. Of course, at the movies now, they do make them a little more oversized. But like on a plane. I haven't flown in a while, but I don't think I'd have a problem. I know for a fact that I wouldn't have to use the extender belt like I did the last time I had to fly. And the number 3 is make it yours. Ask yourself again, Why do I want to get healthier? And take time to answer in a specific, personal, and positive way. And an example would be, I want to have more stamina so I can be active with my family and friends. I have little grandchildren. Not a real little. I mean, 3 of them are little. I have a 6, a 7, and an 8-year-old, and then I have an 11-year-old, and then I have one soon-to-be 18-year-old. And trust me, they keep me moving, especially the littler ones. And I want to be able to do stuff with them. I love going to their soccer games and their baseball games and, you know, like any of their activities. I love going to their little gymnasiums to see them, like in their Halloween parades and their music concerts and things like that, that I don't have to worry about, am I going to fit in the seat? Am I going to embarrass them because, you know, here comes my fat grandma? I don't want to have to do any of that stuff. And I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm continuing to lose weight. I struggle just like everyone else, and I have my bad days, which I did last week. But, you know, that's part of my life, and that's part of some people's lives too. And it's just learning how to overcome them. And I have learned to overcome my bad days. In the past, when I went as crazy as I did on Sunday, I would have thought, what's the point? My old Sandy is back. I'm going to stick with her. No, I just realized that I don't feel good when she's around. I don't know why I keep inviting her back into my life, because, you know, you have that friend that, you know, like you can have a really good time with, but then afterwards you think, did I really have a good time with her? Did I really have enjoyed myself? And that's how I felt on Monday morning. I had a really good time with Sandy on Sunday. But on Monday I was rethinking that friendship, because I'm thinking, I don't know if I want her around all the time. So the quote, which I should have started off with, but the quote for today is, make this the year that'll be the last year that you say next year. Because this is the year. This is the year I'm going to get to Wonderland. I still have to lose about 36 pounds, which is completely possible. And I have every intention of doing that. My own personal goal is 175. I would like to get down to 160, but I'm thinking I'm going to wait till I get to 175 and see how I'm feeling. And I think that once I get to 175, I'm going to want to continue on. I'm not going to want to stop. I just know I'm not going to want to stop. And you need to know when you're doing this that you have to do it for yourself. You have to think about what's good for yourself, because my why is, this is why I want to do it. But, you know, my why might not work for you, because what works for you might not work for me. And what works for me might not work for you. That's why you have to figure out what your why is and why it's going to work for you. Don't worry about anybody else. You know, work on yourself first. If you make an appointment to get your hair cut, or go to the dentist, or go to the doctors, you always make that appointment. You don't, you know, fluff it off and say, well, I'm not going to go, or I'll do that another day. No, you go to it. You make sure you go to it. So you need to make an appointment with yourself once a day, just to decide for the day. What am I going to do today? How am I going to spend today? What am I going to eat today? How am I going to stay within my plan? Think about what you need to do for yourself that day. And try to realize that, try to realize that if your passion is not what I'm doing, it's why I'm doing it. Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to lose this weight? What is my passion about losing my weight? My passion is I don't want to die young. My father died at 58. And at the time when I was so much younger, I thought, well, you know, he's 58. You know, he's lived his life. But when I got to be 58, I realized that 58 was really young. But I was young and foolish, and I didn't think about it in that sense. My mother lived to be 82, but I think she could have lived longer if she would have taken a little bit better care of her health. But after my father died, she just kind of really was lost. And I don't think my mother really ever found herself again, because my mother and father were truly, truly in love. Not to say that I'm not in love or that you're not in love, but she lost a part of her soul. She lost a part of her being, and she had a hard time finding something to replace it. And I just think that she never really found her why, her purpose. And I don't want to be that same way. I want to live a long time. I want to be like Betty White. She just celebrated her 97th birthday, and she's like working still. Not that I want to work, but don't get that thought in your head. But I want to be around a long time. I want to see my great-grandchildren. I really do. I want to be around for a long time. And when you know your why, keep it close by. Always remind yourself every once in a while. And just know that you're always going to, sometimes you're going to go off that path, and you're going to take a little detour. just don't take too long of a detour. If you go off the path, try to still see the road. Kind of see the sight of the road. Kind of know where you're going. And just think, well, I really need, this is my why today. I really need to have that Snickers bar. And think of it as a treat, not a cheat. And have that Snickers bar. And just know that my why was, I was craving sugar. I really wanted it. I don't feel guilty about it. I'm going to just eat the one candy bar. I'm going to track the points. I'm going to say how many points it is and figure it into my plan. And if I've gone over today, try to go a little bit under tomorrow to kind of make up for it, because I think that if they let you carry over 4 the next day, it kind of, if you're 4 under, I think it's kind of makes the same, in my mind. I'm not a Weight Watcher coach or anything like that. But in my mind, I'm thinking that if you cut back a little bit, it'll kind of make up for the thing. It only makes sense because what, like calories in, calories out. It's the same thing. If you've eaten like 3,500 calories today, but you've only eaten 3,000 calories tomorrow, you've saved 500 calories. This is the way my mind works. And you always have to remember that your whys are going to change. When I first started off, my why was just to try to get my family to join in on me, with me, and lose weight, and then we would all lose weight together, and we would all reach our goal, and we would all be thin. And one by one, they dropped out on me. But then as they were dropping out, and I was tempted to drop out myself, I thought, no, my why is for me. My why is, why do I want to stop? Why would I want to go back to feeling the way I was? Why wouldn't I want to keep continuing on in this so that I can make smarter choices and know that I can still enjoy my life, enjoy the things that I like in my life, but within limits? And so I did figure out my why sort of early on. But that doesn't mean that my why hasn't changed along the way, because trust me, it has changed along the way. I did have a small cancer scare. They thought I had some breast cancer, and I went for my treatments and stuff. And it just refocused my why of life at that point. And it was a long 6 weeks with the testing and the biopsy and everything. And when it all came back normal and it was just turned out to be a cyst, I was so relieved. But then I thought, no, I have to figure out, what am I eating that's maybe causing cancer? And I have cancer in my family. I have to be a little bit more diligent about myself and my diet and my health and my exercise, all of that. So my why did change a little bit at that point. And you need your why to be the foremost in your thoughts. It keeps you going. It really keeps you going. If you remind yourself each day, why do I do this? You know, like even when you go off, you think, why did I do that? You know, why is part of our everyday life. We ask ourselves why a lot in life. And you want to have an answer to your why. You don't want to just say, well, you know, why not? You know, you just don't want to do that, because you can always talk yourself into saying something is good or bad. And you can talk yourself into being good or bad. You have an angel and you have a devil on your shoulder. And it's just a matter of who you're going to listen to. And I tend to find that the angel leads you right 100% of the time. But nobody can follow this plan. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. I really should never say nobody. Most people cannot follow this plan 100% of the time, because you're going to have those bags of Cheetos. You're going to have the chips and dip. You're going to have the cupcakes. You're going to have the pies. You're going to have the candy. You're going to have all of that stuff in your life. But you have to learn, why do you want it so much in your life? And why do you think it has to obsess you to the point that this is all you think about? You have to think, why? Why am I letting that particular food consume my thoughts? You don't think that way about a piece of broccoli. You're like, oh, why can't I have some broccoli today? You don't think of it like that. But you do think of, why should I have some candy today? Well, you know what? If you need to have a piece of candy, have a piece of candy. Figure it into your points and then move on. Don't let that one little piece of candy dominate your thoughts for the whole day, and you think at the end of the day, why did I let that consume me for the whole day? Why didn't I just have that one little Hershey's Kiss, which is 1 point? Just savored it in my mouth, savored it, and then just moved on. It would have satisfied my urge for the chocolate, and I would have been fine, and I could have just moved on. Always think of your whys, because your whys are why you stay on track. And always ask yourself these things. Why not? Why not me? Why do I think that I'm not worthy of losing weight? Why do I think that that I'm never going to be able to achieve my goal. Why? Why not me? Because I can do it. And then why not now? Why do I want to wait until, well, I'll start again tomorrow? Why not start at the very next meal? Why start right now? Because you want to start right now. Why do you want to wait until tomorrow when you can do so much damage? Trust me, speaking from experience, you can do so much damage in just one day. One meal, one bad meal doesn't have to necessarily lead to a second bad meal. But I have found from my own past that one bad meal, if I don't grab onto it right then and accept it, leads to a second bad meal. And at that point, I'm thinking the day is shot, and then the third meal is just shot all to hell too. So it's just, you got to think, why not now? And why not this time? Why not make this the last time you start over? Why not? Every day is a new start over. I understand that. But why not this time think, this time I'm going to reach my goal. This time I'm going to do it. This year I'm going to do it. Don't say next year I'm going to make my goal, or next year I'm going to be really more serious, or next week I'm going to start. No, why not this time? Why not today? Start today. You can do it. I just know you can do it. And you have to always remember that you're in control of your own self-esteem. And your why of your self-esteem is, why do I feel like this? Why do I let other people judge who I look? I don't really care what people think about me when they see me out in the street. They can look at me if I'm eating something over, like if I'm having that hot fudge cake at Big Boy's. I know that people are looking at me thinking, oh my gosh, does she really need that piece of hot fudge cake? I don't care what you think. I'm going to have this now. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to let you judge me, because why are you judging me? Why are you so perfect? Why is your life so much better than my life? Why do you think you make better choices than I make? I always think that way, because if you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. There's enough people in the world that like me. I'm sure there's people in the world that don't like me. That's just the way of the world. Nobody likes everybody, and everybody doesn't like everybody. It's just, like, who was it, Benjamin Franklin? You can feel some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. So, is that how it goes? Some of the people. You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but how does that go? You can fool some of the people all of the time, or all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. I knew I'd get it out. I just had to think for a minute. But he had so many, penny saved is penny earned. I don't understand that. But anyway, I understand it, but whatever. But anyway, let's make this week our knowledge of why. Make this the week where we're thinking every day, why today? Why today? And when you get up in the morning, just say, why today? Why is today going to be different from yesterday? And what am I going to do to make today better than yesterday? Or why don't I just do exactly what I did yesterday? I had a good day yesterday. Why not do it again today? You have to ask yourself why. So I hope you like the video. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do a daily vlog. Every once in a while I do a recipe. Once a week I show you my grocery haul. I do shout outs. And I just like to support everybody out there. I'd like to sing to you on your birthday. If you let me know it's your birthday, I'll sing to you on your birthday. If you've reached a milestone goal, even if you think it's just 5 pounds and you want to say that's your goal and you've lost 5 pounds, I'll announce it. Because those last 5 pounds are the hardest. And people always think when someone thin is on a diet and they say, well, I got to lose 3 pounds. And you think, oh, 3 pounds. But you know what? If I would have done it when I only had to lose 3 pounds, I wouldn't have to be losing 150 pounds now, would I? So anyway, I'll talk to you guys on my daily vlog. Sorry I went so long. Well, here's the recipe for the week. It's smoky seared cod with potatoes and dates. It serves 2, and it's a 10-point meal. And that seems like a lot for a fish. But you know what? I had fish and chips the other day, and that was a lot of points. So I guess that makes sense. I've heard a lot of people like this Blue Apron. I think Carrie from Weight Watchers with Carrie uses it. But I haven't heard anything bad about it. Let me know if you've tried the menu.